I think you will have to create a new queue, test data queue, because if the process has changed, or maybe, I don't know, like this seemed the same to me. I don't know if it has changed or not. If it was the same, then you can use the same schema. This thing, this data queues. You can always download the old schema, and the old schema is also saved inside the schema folder. So see it. If you needed to modify it, you can do that, and just commit it back to Git, so we have always the new version. So you can add a new test case. Let's call it test or demo, and we can use this schema. So all of this you can do just to play around. So it's it would not leave any effect on orchestrator or on the process. So you can play around with it first.
And this is NTWCLUNG orchestrator. Okay.
This is the NTWCLUNG orchestrator. You can do here whatever you want, and you can upload some test items. I believe I also have some data here. Yeah. Inside the data, you can see there are test data that.
Okay, wait. Let me take a note. Like, so this data CS5 is the one which goes into the test data queue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably it's outdated, but I think you can use it. But just clarify things with Simon to see what have changed. Then you can simply upload the file here, and your test data will be.
So two data are there. Okay.
Will be uploaded into this demo, and now I can choose it.
Test data source.
Probably I am in the wrong folder, so you need to make sure that you are in the correct folder as the process, or else your queue will not show up. And now go back. New test case. Demo. Choose the correct template. Choose the data source. And this is it. Click create. Now, Studio will take the first item in that queue and will copy its data, so you have something that you can play with in your studio without loading new data from the queue. You see, this is like default values, which you can work with in here. And now you can take these two test cases, so the new one and the old one. Okay. You can put them side by side. Studio is very slow today. Nice. Okay.
Why should I do it side by side?
So that you can compare the values one by one.
Okay. And the old one is intact. Like I should compare, and I should
because I want you to see what things that you need to change. So you will see that all of these should be the same. All of these will stay the same. You don't have to touch them, because these are process-related settings.
Okay.
And these config are being loaded from the Excel config.i. So here inside the framework, there is configuration.i, configuration file. And if you open it, you will find out that we select the folder where the process lives. We need to input the different queue names for the dispatcher and for the performer. And you see the two components of the process are two different processes. We need to provide their names. There is this key that one can change, but you can leave it dispatcher and performer. And this is some settings for RBAgo and other things to check the email. You can see also here inside constants, I have defined all of my test titles and descriptions in the config file. Also, there are some assets that we are using, and here are some values for the PDF checks that will happen, but it's already done, so you don't have to touch it. So this first section is already done.
Okay. I mean,
the second,
Okay.
Second part is configuration for the framework itself. So you will see here we are defining the path for the different workflows that we want to run. So you will see there are different checks. So there is this check that checks that the dispatcher items are created, and this one is the default one, which is already part of the framework. This is for the cases that in which your process is a little bit different and you want to do something else, so you can change this. If it's just the same, it's a normal process like this one, you can leave all of these, so you don't even need to touch these. So the first section, just leave it alone. Second section, leave it alone. Now we come to the most important part, which is the test context. Test context is one object that holds all the test-related variables and information. You will see here it's the dictionary type string object, and then you will see I am defining two lists for each process part, and here the two are empty. You can always check the old test to see do you need to change it or just leave it like this. You can check the old test and you will see we can use it as is. We don't change anything here. And we go to the next part. Studio is very slow today. Okay, here are the test setting itself. You see here we have test data for the dispatcher, and here we have dispatcher queue items statuses. So these two parts right here are the only thing that you need to change or to update or to adapt to the process. Because our process, the Strangmaßnahme process, has only two parts, has the Erfasser and the Arbeiter. We have two different sections right now. For each section, we have defined two things. We have defined the test data, and we have defined the status that we expect the queue item to be in. You will see by default what we will get is a new empty dictionary, also of string object, And here we have a list of dictionary. So this might be complex, but in the default case, where you just need to check the status, you can simply change this to failed or to successful, and you don't have to worry about anything else. If you want to do something that's more complex, you can provide the keys here. And for example, if you want to check that specific exception has been thrown, or you want to check the message for the exception that's shown in the queue, you can do it right here. But for now, you don't need to touch this because it's a happy path, so you don't need to touch this. So this means that we only need to worry about test data. And the test data, you see, here we have an empty dictionary. If you check the old test case, you will see how I connected this dictionary with the data that I get from the QI, from the test
data queue.
You will see exactly. You will see Studio has given us this argument. Oh, come on. Have given us this argument, which is called demo. You can change its name, but I wouldn't do that because it would mess up the settings. But here it has a different name. Here you see it's called the same name as the queue name. So if you wanted to have a different name, you will have to use a different name for the queue.
Okay, same name as queue name. Same name as queue name. That is the argument.
Yeah. So you will see I just defined the different fields for my test using the values from the test data queue. If you didn't want to use the data queue, if you said my test data are fixed, or I want to load them from some Excel file or something, you can totally do that. You have to change this right here. So I will say the variant is the VA, and that's it.
Okay, here
it's as easy as that. So if you have read them from some Excel file, then you will have something like row variant to string, and that's it. You see, it's the framework is very, very flexible and very adaptable. You can do whatever you want. And once you have done this, you will have this test data to use in your test. You just need to configure this once. And
these are the ones which we given RPA Go, right? Or some of the fields what we see just we saw.
No, for now they are used like a placeholder to group together your test data, because if we scroll down to the RPA Go part, you will see that you will have to connect them by hand. You see here, all these fields I have defined, and they don't have values. So in the old test case, you can check, and you will see that I have manually connected the dots between the two objects, between this one and between the attribute. This is the same workflow invoke activity, and you will see here that for now I'm using the transaction data, which is like just a pretty name. See, this variable is defined just as the dispatcher test data, just like shorthand, because if you don't use this, you will have things like this, which will look like very weird, like this variant, etc. So it's like a helper that you can use, but you don't have to do that. It's called transaction data, and inside here you will see that I'm connecting each input from RBAGO with its corresponding element from the test data. It's a little bit complicated. It's not as clean as I would have hoped for, but it works, and most importantly, it's flexible. So you can change it, you can play around with it, and you will see here in the trigger process, I have already created everything that one will need to fill out this form in RBAGO. So
Okay. See,
you can.
Yeah. So the sample test case you did not clone, but when you added test case, you took the muster like a template, and then we start adding the queue. One test case should have one queue. Test data queue, I mean.
Yeah.
Test data queue, right? One test case.
You can reuse the test data queue. Like if you are using the same data, but that would not make like a lot of sense, because if you are using the same data, your test results should be the same. But you can reuse the queue, but usually it's like this. For each test case, you will have one data queue. And now, once you have set up this, so for now, I am just going to copy the old one. Or maybe just we will skip this, because I am not going to run this. But
we should run this.
Once you have done this, you will immediately have a valid test that will check all of these. Like your test will be able to check if the queue items were created using RBAGO, which is like this first part. Like here, you will be able to check this. Then this will check that the job was started. So we will check this, and maybe this. And then we will wait for the process to finish, and then we will check their status. So after that, we will go back and look into this queue and see, do we see the expected status? Then we have another check here, and then the same goes for the performer. We are checking if the queue items were created, which is this step right here, and then we are checking if the job was started, which is the step right here, and then we will go back and check the statuses, which is right here. And all of that you will get it for free. You just needed to set up just 2 dictionaries, like the dictionary for the dispatcher, this one, and the dictionary for performer, and you will need to create this RBAGO thing, your form. But for Sfang Masnam, it's already created, so you don't have to touch it. And
that's the first line you showed me before, right?
Yeah, it will be this one, trigger process. And just like this, in a couple of minutes, you will have a very surface level test case that is generic, but it will be very good smoke test to test the process. And after that, you will start to look into the process. What is the process doing? And you will have to create your own custom test to test if that has been done. Like for Sfang Masnam, there was 2 checks that I wanted to do, which is I wanted to check an email was sent, because the process should send an email, and then I wanted to check the documents that are attached in this email to see if all of them are attached. And after that, I wanted to verify that these documents were filled correctly. So all of this is custom made just for this Bankmasnahmen process, but you can implement this however you want. This one was built using the PDF library that I have created. You will see I'm checking all the different fields to make sure that they have the expected value that we expect to have.
Okay. These are all assertions and verifications. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
These are just to make sure have the process actually send the email that it had to send and did it create the PDF files correctly.
Okay. See, these assertions after running, I can verify. If after all, only two possibilities, passed or failed. Okay. In both way, I can understand.
Yeah.
I can understand what has gone. Now my first objective is to run a very basic test case. Run a very basic test case.
Yeah.
So I will clone that. I will when I clone in my local and I open this project, I will get a fully loaded test case. I mean, what I see here in the down is happy path.
You might run into problems if the triggers are disabled. You see, the triggers are disabled because it's customary that we enable the triggers, then we disable them on the NTV orchestrator. So before running your test, just enable them, and once you are done with your test, go back and disable.
Okay, these are triggers, automation. Oh, triggers. Okay, and I don't know how these triggers work or how these are built. I know
you don't have to build them. You don't. You just need to enable them. Like this. Once they are green, see, they are enabled, and once you are done, you can disable them. But please don't delete them.
Hey, wait. Enabling. How to do that?
Just select them.
Okay. After we select, we have this. Okay. Enable, disable.
Okay. Do you have any other questions? Because I'm really late.
I need to. Okay, kindly send me the git stuff, the URL. I don't know that I should be able to access in the.
Yeah.
Access in the.
Just search for it in Git, or you can go into the Confluence and search for the process. It's fun. No. And you will see it right here. Exactly. That's it. And there is also a page just for the test, which explains everything. And this is a very good screenshot to see why I'm using these custom titles. You see, once all the titles are set, you will get a very nice view in Orchestrator. You see, process trigger, dispatcher queues created. You can actually see which tests have run, which verifications have run, and what does each one actually means.
Okay. So before wasting time, so this still I'm not able to get the git stuff. Send me one link from where I can go from where I can go through. Maybe the I mean these two. Yeah, these two. The first, yeah, this one, and the other one where we saw the. This is the Confluence, right? Yeah, this is it. And where to take the git clone followed by the URL. for this specific process, where is the URL? Kindly show me that, else I will. Is it how
Sorry?
the git clone URL, SSH, the URL?
What URL do you need?
The git clone followed by we give the value.
Okay. This is the one.
Wait. Okay. Yeah. How did you reach there? I mean,
Clicking on the code. Have you never used Git before?
No. I mean, I used sometime before. I used SC sometime else. Not much. In Blue Prism, we didn't use Git.
Okay.
S1 I used. Okay. This is okay. Git clone with SSH. And last time we created the SSH key. Am I right? Will I have access? I need to check. I will check that. If I am not having, then I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Okay. I should have access.
We can talk tomorrow.
Sure. I will do that, and we'll talk tomorrow morning. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Mike. I'll get back to you. Bye.